Okay, let's talk about outsourcing. For decades, most CPA firms have treated it like a Band-Aid, right? Something you just slap on during the chaos of tax season to stop the bleeding. But what if that's a completely outdated way of thinking? Today, we're going to dig into how the smartest firms are flipping that script entirely, making outsourcing the very foundation of how they operate and grow.
So let's start with a question that I'm guessing hits pretty close to home for a lot of you. Are you just hiring your way out of the problem? Think about it. You're on this treadmill. The work keeps piling up, so you hire more people, your overhead skyrockets, but you never really feel like you're getting ahead. It's a vicious cycle that forces you to ask, is adding more people really the answer, or is there a smarter way to build your firm?
And there's a reason that question feels so urgent. For so many firms, the traditional model, the one we've all been taught, is starting to crack under the pressure. The old playbook of just throwing more bodies at the problem, it's just not working anymore.
I mean, just look at the reality of the situation. The talent pool is shrinking while salaries are going through the roof. Compliance work is getting way more complicated, but our clients, they expect answers instantly. And the end result of all this is that partners are getting stuck deep in the weeds doing the work instead of focusing on strategy. It's become crystal clear that just hiring more people is no longer the silver bullet.
So this is where we see a really fundamental shift in thinking. The firms that are actually winning right now aren't just trying to patch the holes. No, they are completely redesigning their entire operating model. It's a move away from constantly reacting to crisis and towards proactively building a system that's actually designed for growth and control.
And this slide really nails the difference. The old way was a seasonal fix, it was reactive, it was temporary, and you were basically just trying to manage chaos. But the new way, it's a structural solution. It's proactive, it's permanent. And it's the difference between being a victim of chaos and actually being in control.
All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Well, it's not about some massive, scary overnight change. It starts with one small strategic step that builds momentum and proves the concept works.
And the perfect place to start is with personal tax returns. Why? Because the workflow is structured, it's highly repeatable, and this part is absolutely key. Your internal team maintains full control over the entire review process. So let's be super clear. You are not sacrificing quality. What you're doing is supercharging the efficiency of getting the work prepared. And from there, you've got a clear roadmap. You start with personal tax returns to really nail down your process. Once you see those results, you expand to stabilize your firm year-round with things like bookkeeping and monthly closes. Before you know it, outsourcing isn't some separate, scary thing. It's just a seamless, integrated part of your back office. Now, here's a huge piece of the puzzle that makes this all work, especially when you're working with partners in a place like India. It's this idea of U.S. specialization. You're not just finding random people to do the work. You are tapping into a talent pool of professionals who are already trained in U.S. tax law, in GAAP, and in the exact software your firm is already using. That means they can hit the ground running from day one.
But, this isn't just about spreadsheets and deadlines and efficiency. Let's talk about the most important and, frankly, often forgotten part of this entire equation, the impact on your people.
This quote right here gets to the heart of the biggest fear. Is this going to replace my team? And in this new model, the answer is a definitive no. It's not about replacing your team, it's about protecting them. It's about protecting them from the grind, freeing them up to do more valuable work, and ultimately, keeping your best people from burning out and walking out the door. Just imagine this for a second. Instead of being buried in tedious paperwork, your senior staff are spending their time reviewing and advising clients. Your junior staff are actually learning valuable skills on higher-level tasks, not just doing data entry. When that happens, overtime and burnout go down, while morale and retention go way up. That's how you build a team that wants to stick around for the long haul. Okay, let's just tackle the elephant in the room, control. It's so easy to think that outsourcing automatically means losing control of the process and the quality. But in reality, when you do this right, the opposite is true. Strong systems and clear processes actually give you more control than you had before. And this is exactly how you build that control. You do it with detailed SOPs, crystal clear timelines, defined review responsibilities, and constant communication. When you have that structure, your outsourced team isn't some separate entity. They're a seamless extension of your own team, playing by your rules, inside your system. You are always in the driver's seat. So what happens when you're finally not drowning in compliance work anymore, and your team is firing on all cylinders? Well, something really amazing happens. You create the space to actually start building the future of your firm.
And that, right there, is the real prize. This whole thing isn't just about making tax season a little less painful. It's about creating that crucial breathing room that allows you to step back, think strategically, and finally build that high-value advisory practice you've always dreamed of.
That newfound capacity is where the magic happens. You can finally dive deep into high-margin tax planning. You can spend time building those really deep client relationships. You can even develop a profitable niche that makes your firm stand out. You get to grow intentionally instead of just constantly reacting to the next crisis.
So let's end with this. This whole conversation, it's not really just about outsourcing. It's about a fundamental choice for the future of your firm. Are you building a practice that's just designed to survive the chaos? Or are you building one that's designed to lead?